Hello and welcome to this Tabletop Paper Company video. I wasn't planning on making this video today, but we just got the release of Avatar Aang, which I'm super excited about, so I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to talk about the upcoming set that's coming out November 21st, and some of my speculations with cards that could go up in price. So Avatar Aang is a legendary creature, which is no surprise. He's also a human avatar ally. Avatar is no surprise, humans no surprise, ally is a little bit of a surprise. But before we talk about that, let's talk about the card. So it has flying, firebending 2, and then whenever you waterbend, earthbend, firebend, or airbend, you draw a card. If you've done all 4 this turn, transform Avatar Aang. People are already speculating what the bending keywords mean. Maybe firebending is whenever you ping your opponent, but at this point it's all just speculation. When you've done all 4 of those in a turn, you transform Aang, and he turns into Aang Master of Elements. He has flying, spells you cast cost 1 less of each color to cast, and at the beginning of your upkeep, you can transform Aang Master of Elements, and if you do, you'll gain 4 life, draw 4 cards, put 4 +1/+1 counters on him, and he deals 4 damage to each opponent. These triggers seem to correlate with the 4 elements. Gain 4 life seems to be white, draw 4 cards seems to be blue, put 4 +1/+1 counters on him seems to be green, and deal 4 damage is certainly red. The first card that came to mind when I saw Aang is Fist of Suns. Fist of Suns is an artifact, and when it's on the battlefield, you may pay 1 of each color rather than pay the mana cost for spells you cast. If you're interested in eventually building an Aang commander, I definitely recommend picking one of these up right now before the price goes up, because it's essentially a 3 mana cost omniscience as long as you have Fist of Suns and the transformed Aang out on the battlefield. It could be harder than we might expect to transform Aang, but even still, the hype around this card and the combo is going to make the price rise. So let's talk about how Aang is an ally type. Honestly, I think this is a little bit of a red herring. There's already been some buzz that the set may revolve around allies, which I think is possible, but there's one main reason why I think that's not the case, or not to the extent that people think it is right now. The ally creature type generally revolves around enter the battlefield triggers. The secondary thing that they depend on is just having a ton of allies, which is a pretty cool concept. The best ally creature commander that we have right now is General Tazri, and it's probably the best ally card that we have right now in general. When it enters the battlefield, you search your library for an ally and you put it into your hand. This is great because there are versatile ally creatures. There are allies that gain you life. There are allies that draw you cards. So it's almost like a really dubbed down version of slivers. The thing that works so well with sliver cards right now is the same reason why I don't think that Aang is going to be an ally-based creature. It's because the best slivers buff themselves and all other slivers. These are cards like the first Sliver, which gives all your slivers Cascade, Sliver Overlord, which you can tutor slivers, Sliver Grave Mother, Sliver Hive Lord. But the reason that I don't think Aang is an ally commander is because he doesn't have any ally triggers. If he was an ally commander, we would see something like General Tazri's ability on Aang, or at least buffing other allies. So that begs the question, what creature types are we going to see in Avatar: The Last Airbender? Well, I think there are 2 main ones. I think the first one is humans. Just like we saw humans in Final Fantasy, there are a ton of humans in Avatar. I mean, it's based in a world like Earth, so we'll see a lot of humans for sure with really good abilities, really cool abilities. But here's the creature type that I am extremely excited about, and the reason why I'm kind of rushing the day of to make this video. If you're not familiar with Avatar: The Last Airbender, there's the human world, and then there's the spirit world. I think spirits are going to be a really sought-after creature type when this set comes out. There are so many great spirit cards that come to mind that are unavoidable to be printed because the show just really revolves around spirits as how humans and benders got their powers. that I think we could see some incredibly cool spirit cards. There are already some pretty good spirit cards in Magic. The best commander by far is Millicent Restless Revenant, which is a really good card, but it's not one of those bombs that when it enters the battlefield, you know things are going to go your way. But there are certainly enough supporting spirits that are already printed right now that just a handful of really powerful spirits could totally bring this tribal deck to the competitive of Commander. There are two main 5-color spirit commanders that we have access to right now. There's Kyodai, Soul of Kamigawa, and Okatsuki, Vengeful Kami. We've already talked about Fist of the Suns, which again is a card I think you should pick up now if you're interested in playing Aang. Here are the 3 top spirit cards that I think could be extremely good if Spirits is an archetype in the Avatar set coming out in November. So coming in at number 3, we have Aether Shockwave. Aether Shockwave is a really versatile card, and I don't mean that because of the text on the card, but in the multiple situations you can use it in. Now, if you're playing Spirits, you're certainly going to pick the tap all non-spirit creatures, but there are a few different circumstances where you definitely want to utilize this card. The first one that comes to mind is if it's on your opponent's turn and they're about to swing into you with a ton of creatures, they get to their declare combat stage and you instantly tap all of their creatures for 4 mana. The second scenario that comes to mind is if we see spirits that are based on combat damage. This could be a win condition. I mean, tapping all 3 or however many opponents you have playing Commander, tapping all of their creatures at one time so they're totally defenseless is huge. At the time I'm making this video, this card is only about 40 cents, so if you're interested in playing Spirits, it's not too costly of an investment to pick up a copy now. The second card I'm going to talk about is Rattlechains. Rattlechains is a really good Spirit Tribal card, and it's only about 20 cents right now. When Rattlechain enters the battlefield, target spirit gains hexproof until the end of turn. This card has flash and flying, so if we do see some of those huge spirit creatures I'm hoping to see, it could be a great way to protect them against removal. This also allows you to cast spirit spells as though they had flash, which is such a good ability. Since Rattlechains only costs 2 mana, you could just wait until it's about to be your turn, cast Rattlechains, and then cast a huge spirit. It also lets you hold up your mana, so if you want to play a counterspell or a board wipe, you've got those options as well. Before we reveal our number 1 card, if you've made it this far in the video, please drop a like, comment to let us know what you think, if we nailed it, if we missed it, and please subscribe. At this point, we only have 8 subscribers. We're a newer channel, but I'm really excited about this set coming out. I think these predictions have a lot of validity to them. So here we go. Number 1 card. There's a Spirit Tribal card that lets you tutor your spirits, and it is a very difficult card to counter. Not only do you get to tutor your spirits, but you get to tutor them directly into play. You probably haven't heard of this card before because there just aren't that many spirits that are super good that you want to tutor onto the battlefield. But if we see a spirit like that in this set, I mean an Emrakul level threat, this card is going to go through the roof. The card I'm talking about is Life Spinner. Life Spinner seems to be a pretty unsuspecting card when you look at it, and has a pretty significant downside. You have to tap it and sacrifice 3 spirits, which means that it needs to be on the battlefield for a full turn to not have summoning sickness, or you need to have some way to give it haste. At first glance, this card may seem a little bit unsuspecting, because you have to tap it and sacrifice 3 spirits for the cost. Spirit Tribal is unique though because it has a ton of cards that can protect your spirits from removal. We just talked about Rattlechains, but there's also King of the Oathbreakers, which makes your spirits phase out whenever they're targeted by a spell. And Hofri Ghostforge. Whenever a spirit you control dies, you create a copy of it that's a spirit, and then when that copy dies, you get to return the spirit to your graveyard. There are a lot of spirit cards out there right now that are similar to zombie cards in the sense that there's a lot of recursion. Soul Shift is an ability that we saw first in the Kamigawa set that allows you to return a spirit card from your graveyard to your hand when you play the creature with Soul Shift. And the last couple things I'll say about Life Spinner is that it only costs about $0.25 right now, but it was only printed one time. So the copies are going to be more rare, which is going to raise the price because of the limited supply against the demand. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you're as excited for this set as I am. If this information has been helpful for you, whether you're creating content yourself or posting about it somewhere, it would be really great if you could direct people here to our YouTube channel or our TCG Player store. So check out our other videos and we'll see you next time.